Hi guys, today we are dropping our sails.
Today we're tearing apart Uma more.
Even more, one little piece at a time. No, we are very close to be able to pull the mast, which is the next step of this project.
Gotta get it out of the way.
Yeah, in order to do that, we have to remove the sails.
Yep, so sails are coming off, stack packs coming off, lazy jacks are coming off,
Yes.
boom's coming off, and then we'll be able to go pull the mast.
All right, you ready? It's perfect today because there's not a lot of wind, so
Yeah.
I mean, not too much
Just
wind.
a little bit of wind, just enough to keep the sail full.
As I'm saying this, the wind is picking up, so let's get to it. All right, let's jump straight into it. In order to take down our mast, we have some preparation to do. And the first step is to take down our sails. So we have to unfurl the genoa and fold it onto the deck. Oh no, we're sailing. But removing our head sail isn't something we often do since it stores nicely rolled up on the furler, and taking it down is always a challenge. Luckily, today the wind is very light. So taking it down means we have to detach the jib from the swivel on the furler. Once we have it detached, we can move it onto the dock to flake it and roll it up. Getting the sail down was actually the easiest part because wrestling this massive dragon anaconda off the boat and avoiding falling in the water, now that's the real challenge. And this is why we love a roller furler. Having to remove and flake a sail every single time we need to reef or anchor would be a real pain in the butt. The next step of undressing Uma is to take off her beautiful dress, the mainsail, along with all of our reefing lines before removing the boom. Having 3 reefs in our mainsail has been a vital upgrade to offshore sailing comfort. It means that we can keep the boat well balanced and comfortable in rough weather. We're still absolutely amazed that after 4 years and 10,000 miles since we've installed these sails, it's still super crisp. And aside from one slug coming loose while we were in Svalbard, they never needed repair.
Gosh, how are we gonna get that stuff off of there? Whatever that is, it's amazing. So we're getting ready to prep the mast to get pulled tomorrow, and so we have to take the boot off of the bottom, and we put some like neoprene rubber around it as like sort of a protective barrier, but not to keep the water out. The thing that was actually keeping the water out was this like $9.99 seal all, like buy now and get 3 free infomercial stuff that we found at like a Ace Hardware, I think, in Florida. We put it on here, I think 7 years ago before we went to the Bahamas. Well, before we left the States, so 8 years ago, something like that. And it's held up really, really well, and it's kept our mast super dry. It's flexible. I wish I remembered what it was because we'd probably put it back on again. But yeah, it's like hard to get off. I have to like skin it off. It's so sticky. What'd you do?
I kind of kicked this, but then my toe kind of split it in half.
Oof.
So, yeah.
Oof.
That was, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, our sails are down. Tomorrow's a big day. We are pulling the mast out tomorrow. But before we do, we're going to remove the boom and the stack back. So we're rinsing it now because it's full of dust, and then tomorrow we'll be able to remove the rest of it, and then the mast is coming out. So I'm excited. Uma's gonna look so weird without a mast. It's gonna look like one of those power boats, you know? Or
She'll fit right in.
right. Yeah. Cool. Shall we?
Don't do it. Yeah, I don't think Uma's ever been in the water without her mast in. We put the mast up while we were on the hard in Riverside almost 10 years ago, and it's been up ever since. So this will be weird, but Should be exciting.
Shit, you barely made it, man. Your legs are so short.
My legs are too short. Okay, let's go home.
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 Right. Yeah, let's go home.
Let's go home to our truck.
It's a long commute.
Yeah.
Right,
Follow me. We're going home. Hey. We made it home. We just have to change our backyard. Oh wait, don't go in there.
Why?
Because it's full of things we need to...
And secrets.
And secrets. So about 2 months ago, I opened up a bit about my mental health and mentioned that I started meditating. So I figured today would be a good day to give you a bit of an update about how I've been doing. I want to take a moment to thank Headspace for sponsoring this video. If you don't know what Headspace is, it is a mindfulness app that was created with one mission in mind, and that is to improve the health and overall happiness of people through guided meditation and sleepcast and playlists to focus and workout meditation and so much more. So about 2 months ago, I took the leap and decided to start with Headspace and started on my daily meditating journey. And it's been 64 days, and I have to say I'm really, really proud to say that I've been meditating on a daily basis between 10 and 15 minutes every single day for 64 days. Ever since I started, I don't want to say that I'm cured of all the emotions and all the bad feelings that I have on a daily basis, because these will always happen. Like, everybody has bad moments. Everybody feels sad sometimes, but with the help of guided meditation, now whenever I feel a strong emotion, I'm starting to have a habit of knowing how to deal with it, and being mindful of what's going on in my brain is, for me, it's such a big improvement that I would recommend it to anybody, really, even if it's non-guided, even if it is guided. Like, everybody has their own way of practicing mindfulness, and there's no wrong way to do that. But if you do want to try Headspace, I'm gonna leave this link in the description below. Check it out. You can try it for free for 60 days. I just did a 64-day streak, so 60 days is a big accomplishment. So if you want to try it out, try for 60 days, and if you like it, you can continue on. On that note, I'm going to go and get my 65th day of meditation, and I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I should meditate here, since I'm already here.
Just begin by taking a big deep breath, breathing in through the nose, noticing how the body expands as it fills with air, and as you breathe out through the mouth, just gently closing the eyes.
Zero PSI. This tire's been giving us issues for a while. We put a little tiny hole in the sidewall a while ago, and we had it patched, but ever since it seems to have like a really random and slow leak. Maybe it depends on like how or where we park, because like it'll go for 2 or 3 days and then we'll wake up and it's completely flat. And this morning it's completely flat. So we have an air compressor, so we can fill it back up, and then hopefully we can make it to the marina in time to get the boat to the dock, because we're supposed to be at the dock at 8 o'clock to pull our mast. So yeah, let's get this done. Always an adventure. We're good. Put some air back in it. But yeah, that tire's been weird. We're gonna have to take it back to the tire shop and see if we can't get them to fix it again or get new tires. I don't know. Cause that's like the 3rd time that's happened to us. Glad we have an air compressor though. High capacity air compressor too. Makes the whole thing a lot quicker. All right, so I'm gonna click it in reverse. I'm gonna slip the 2 stern lines while we're kind of centered. And then when I give you like a thumbs up, just uncleat that and drop it, and then we'll get out of here. Beautifully done. All right.
Man, we've been in that tiny little spot.
We're a tiny little boat.
And we're off. We haven't been out on this boat in
A long time.
In a long time. But we are on our way towards the shipyard, and today we're taking off the mast. But yeah, maybe we should have cleaned the propeller before we left.
The propeller's definitely dirty. We're doing like almost 4 kilowatts, and we're probably moving at like 3 knots.
Yeah.
Almost want to just like jump in and clean it like right now.
Luckily, where we're going is only a couple miles away, so 15 minutes motoring. Since we're slowing down, this averages 20 minutes. But
Should be all right.
We are out very early because we know things happen sometimes,
Like flat tires.
like a flat tire or a dirty prop.
We just had a realization. This morning I woke up and I was like, man, we don't have a radio, we don't have life jackets, we don't have any of the stuff you need to operate a boat. But we're only moving like 2 miles around the corner, so we don't really care. But we just realized as we're approaching the marina that we have no dock lines on our boat. 0.
Do you want to say why?
Well, because we took all the lines off of our boat and they're all in our storage unit, and we left our 2 dock lines back at the marina that are holding the boat on. So we have the dinghy painter and our traveler lines. We'll make it work. We're like,
Speaking of like being prepared.
we were prepared this morning.
Buongiorno.
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 We officially made it to the boatyard. Now we're just waiting for the crane to show up and the rigger, because we're gonna be removing all the rigging and then taking the mast out. But I'm a little bit nervous. This is gonna be weird to see Uma as a powerboat, because the last time we took the mast off this boat was when we got the boat and we shipped her to Florida, and we put the mast back on, and that was like 9 years ago, and she had the same mast, same everything since. So it's gonna be very cool to have everything out and to kind of like redo the mast properly, because there's a lot of things that if we would go back in time we would do it completely differently. But it's gonna be really weird to have our little boat not a sailboat anymore for some time, until she's back to being a sailboat.
It feels good. Uma's really light. It's interesting sitting here feeling like these tiny little waves come through and the whole boat just like moving so much. She's like a solid probably 20 centimeters, maybe almost a foot further out of the water now that everything's been taken out. And we're about to lose another significant chunk of weight. The good news though is that the rig's been slack for so long that the dimples on the hull have actually sort of relaxed back into a more natural shape. There's still, you can tell there's still a bit of an indent, but that delamination is sort of like settled back into its original shape. So that's good. And once we pull the mast out and there's even less weight on the boat, they'll probably settle even more. which is going to make the repair go much more smoothly because we're not going to have to fairing glass and fill in a whole dimple in the side of the hull. Once the rigger gets here, we'll pull the pins. We need to cut the backstay actually because it's not wide enough to pull the stay lock fitting and the turnbuckle through the solar, which is one of the things we're going to be fixing. But that's easy to do, and we're going to be replacing the rigging anyway, so cutting it off isn't an issue.
It took a lot of coordination between the yard, the crane, and the riggers. But once everybody was here, it was time for the show to start. The riggers started by climbing the mast to inspect everything and rigging the hoisting straps to attach to the crane. The only thing left was to disconnect all the stays and cut the backstay, since that won't fit through our solar panels with the fitting attached. And then off she goes. Showtime! As Uma's mast was slowly maneuvered off the boat, we remembered all the places it's taken us over the years. They'll be storing it inside for us until we're ready to put Uma back together again. Well, mast is officially off. It's been a while since I could touch, the top of the mast from the ground. Yeah, it actually went relatively smoothly. Nothing went wrong, nothing broke. Everything is exactly as we wanted it to be. And now we have a cute little powerboat. I don't know, I think she looks pretty cute. Now it's time to take Uma back to the dock.
Well, we are heading back to our slip at the marina as a powerboat, like we are. And they're gonna pull the radar and clean up and organize the mast and stuff like that. And then we're gonna go pick up the radar this afternoon and store it. And then, yeah, get back to boat work. Now we can start doing the lamination and start doing bulkheads and structure and all that good stuff because the mast is out of the way. There's no more tension. That's the most amount of weight we can take out of the boat, so she's super light and nimble. Now we can start putting stuff back in. We're gonna have to wait to get started until next week. So, cheers from MV Uma.